Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jack and it's time for the June wrap up. Now, we have to be honest, June was a tough month for me. Pride month, it hit me hard. Sometimes it does that. It's something I look forward to every year and I want to create lots of content on my Bookstagram and TikTok, or the socials linked down below. But it just doesn't happen. It just sometimes affects me really negatively. The mental health went really downhill and so I did the reading. I read 16 books in April, 9 in May, and June I only managed 6. It took me like 2 weeks to finish 2 books. It's a book a week. I could have just said that. I don't know why I didn't. But yeah, it just hit me hard. It just hit me hard. But what I did manage to read, I really did actually enjoy. I never wanted to pick anything up. But I also don't know what I'd done with my time. I just don't know. I don't know what I did with my time. My time. I wasn't reading. So, beats me. But let's get talking about the books then, shall we? First up this month, I read Flip the Script by Lyla. Now, I've mentioned this on my channel many times. You all know I anticipated reading me 5-star prediction, and it was a 5-star read. I absolutely bloody loved it. In this, we follow Hannah, who is still in school but has got a job in the upcoming K-drama, sort of expected to be the big hit. And after its first showing, the ratings don't do quite as well. So the owner of the company wants her and Brian, her male co-star, to fake date to boost rating. And it works, but it doesn't work for very long. So they bring in Minji, who will be a love interest for Brian in the show, to create a love triangle to really boost up ratings. But Hannah already knows Minji from school and romance ensues. And I'll leave it there. All I will say is incredibly sweet. It's really romantic. It's a sort of a slow burn romance, which I really love. It makes it more believable for me and makes it more, I can get into it more. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. And I loved the way it talked about queerness in Korea, and I love the way Lyla handled it. I didn't expect that to happen, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it made it have such great depth, and it's got great characters and I would like a spin-off story with Brian. I'm not going to lie, I would like that, because what happens to him in the book, I would like to see where that goes. But who knows if we'll get it? We probably won't. But yeah, 5 stars for me. I absolutely loved it. Sapphic K-dramas. What more do you want? What more do you want in life? I don't need anything else. Thank you very much. And then I read Nettleback by Nat Reeves. Now this is about Henry, who was going to be married off by their sister, so they ran away from home. And as they're running away, they're not quite sure where they're going, and they get mugged, assaulted by the Sweeteners, who are a brother and sister crime duo. And Henry then gets saved by somebody called Septimus, who sort of takes them under their wing, and Henry joins the Divisioners. Now the Divisioners is sort of a group of women who sort of handle petty crime in the town and are sort of a detective agency. They don't have a police force in this town. And I won't say any more. I won't ruin the plot. But this wasn't my favourite read of the month. It started off quite weakly for me. I couldn't get into it, but I couldn't get into anything. But then in the middle, I was super into it. I loved it. I thought, yeah, no, I really love this. And then towards the end, it did lose me again. There's a lot happening, and it's towards the end, there's sort of like 3 things going on, and I think you only needed 2. I'm still not sure why one of them happened. Even now, I'm racking my brain. I think, well, that just didn't need to be there. You could have focused on the other 2, and it was enough then to carry on the series, because this is the beginning of a series. And it's not a bad book. I'm not saying it's a bad book. It is just, there was a lot going on, and I think it could have just been one thing kicked out, and it would have been better. I think I would carry on with the series. Like I said, it's not bad. And they would say the first in the series is the worst, so it can only go up, right? But it's told from different perspectives at times, and I liked that. I liked hearing sort of like the leader's notes and things from Septimus. I enjoyed all that. It was a bit, there was a lot going on. And also, I will say, the main character in this, when something goes wrong, Henry goes like, oh, figs, or oh, pomegranates. And now at work, something goes wrong, I find myself going, oh, figs. And I think, well, what has happened to you? But yeah, this one's out now. It's from Cypher Press. I've mentioned Cypher Press before. They're a brilliant publisher. This isn't bad. I'm not saying it's bad. You know, it's set in 1863. Oh, if I'm right, I'm going to high five myself. 1893. Well, no high five. But yeah, definitely check this one out if that sounds up your street. And if you're looking for a series with queer characters in. Up next was my non-fiction for the month, which was I Want to Die, But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki by Baek Sehee. And this is sort of a part memoir, part self-help book, and it's basically about a woman who begins seeing a psychiatrist for her mental health and her depression. And it's just basically a conversation between her and her psychiatrist. Like, it makes it clear that Baek actually recorded them and then put them down on paper. Just discussing her life and how she feels. And I think if you're a person that struggles with mental health or is affected by mental health and depression, there are so many parts of this that will hit home to you. I think, you know, it's just very detailed. Why are we so bad about being honest about our feelings? Is it because we're so exhausted from living that we don't have time to share them? That sums up, I think, so many of us. And it really does just, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It's a tough read at times, and sometimes you'd think you can't relate to the person, and sometimes you can. And yeah, I just think you'll find a bit of yourself in this, as you should in all good books. Then I read The King is Dead by Benjamin Dean. This is about the first LGBTQ black prince whose dad dies and now he is going to become king. But somebody is spilling secrets from inside the palace. The papers are out to get him and his family and the Queen Mother. And it's basically, they need to find out who's spilling the secrets, and his boyfriend, his lover, has gone missing and we need to find him. And I bloody loved this. I thought this was so brilliant. I would like this, Benjamin, if you're watching this, you're obviously not. I would like this to be a series. I need more from these characters. And there was a romance in it, even though his boyfriend was gone, and I was into it, and I didn't know who to trust. I didn't know how the ending was going to go. It kept me on my toes. I thought it was really mysterious. I just didn't know what was going to happen. I couldn't put the bloody book down. It did kickstart my reading again, this book, for the month, really, because I actually could not put it down because I had to know what was going to happen. And then the ending didn't disappoint. Isn't that always lovely when the ending doesn't disappoint? This is Ben's first YA book, and I hope he writes many more. I hope there's more in this. This is a series. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's not. Don't, you know. But I'd like it to be one. I really enjoyed it. This is out on the 7th of July. Next up, I read Blue Hour by Sarah Schmidt. This was kindly sent to me by Tinder Press, and it is out on the 7th of July also. I loved this book. I recently recorded put up my top 10 of the year so far. I'll link it down below. If I had read this before I recorded it, this would have been on there. It is absolutely phenomenal. This is about Kitty, who I forgot her name, even though she's brilliant. Kitty, who in the 1940s meets a man. He goes off to war. He comes back. She still decides to marry him, but he is obviously suffering from PTSD from the war, and it's basically about Kitty's life after that. And then it is also about Kitty's daughter Eleanor, who you see taking her baby and leaving her husband, and she's going to the Blue Mountain, where they had some brilliant times and some not so brilliant times in her childhood. And it's phenomenal, this book. It is so beautifully yet devastatingly written. I couldn't put it down. It gets under your skin. I think Kitty is one of the finest characters I've ever read. Check the trigger warnings for it, though. It deals with some really brutal and heart-wrenching things. I wouldn't want you to, you know, be affected by it, so please check the trigger warnings. But there are passages of writing in this that just blew my mind. I absolutely loved this book. Do you know how I know when a book of mine is a favourite? Is I tell someone about it. Like, people at my work, all my friends at work and that, they don't read. So, if I find myself telling them about a book, that's how I know I'm absolutely loving it. And I was talking about this book. I absolutely loved it. Oh, it is just phenomenal. Do yourself a favour and read it. But do check the trigger warnings, please, please, please. And lastly this month, see, there's only 6. I told you, 6. Was a short story collection. Oh, the title's there. Life Ceremony by Sayaka Murata. Now, I'm not like a short story kind of boy, but it turns out 2022 is the year of short stories. I've read some so far. This is my favourite collection. I haven't read Convenience Store Woman by this author. I have read... Wouldn't it be nice if it was there? It's there, you can't see that. Earthlings. And I know some people love Earthlings, some people hate Earthlings. I think this is a mix between the two. The first story, you know, it's about people wearing human hair as clothes and shin chairs. And then you think, oh yeah, this is the Murata we know. But then I think there are some stories in here that are really, really heartfelt and really, like, even some of them are really short, like a couple of pages, and there was such depth to the characters. And my favourite two were one called the main Life Ceremony, and I wish I could remember the other one, what it was called. Oh, I can't remember what it was called. But all I know, it was told from the perspective of a curtain. And I shouldn't be enjoying a story from the perspective of a curtain, but I absolutely did. I thought it was brilliant. I think if you've loved the other two or liked one, and I think this is the perfect mix of both. Sayaka Murata for me just knocks it out of the park. I'm so excited to see what they do next. I would have a full-length novel because, as I said, I'm not a short story boy. But this is out in July. This was sent to me by Granta Books. Very grateful. It's translated by Ginny Tapley Takamori. I just thought it was such a brilliant collection. Oh, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, that was it for me this month. As I said, it was quite a tricky month for me. But are you going to read any of these books? Are you interested in any? Have you read any? Let me know down below. Let's have a good old chit chat. And I hope your reading month was better than mine. Let me know down below again. And if not, I'll see you all in the next video, which I'm sure will be soon. If you'd like to like and subscribe, go ahead, please. And yeah, I'll speak to you all really soon.